On today's episode of the Fresh Brew Run Club, it is my 2025 year-end awards show, including the running shoe of the year. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Fresh Brew Run Club. My name is Aaron, and we have made it through another year of running, another year of mileage, another year, hopefully, of PRs. I hope everyone had a fantastic 2025. So for today's video, it's going to be my year-end awards show. The Fresh Brew Awards Committee has gotten together. We have convened, and we have decided to simplify the awards show down to 2 awards this year. So I'm going to give an award for the running trend of the year and the running shoe of the year. Let's jump into the 2 awards I am going to give out for 2025, starting with the running trend of the year. So the first nominee, the Adidas Evo SL Takeover. It feels like everywhere you looked, this shoe was popping up. Technically, it came out in 2024. It was like a limited release, but the majority of the releases, the majority of the product came out in 2025, and Adidas has hit a home run with this shoe, to be honest, as far as popularity goes. People were wearing them all over the place. Even the Adidas college football schools gave their athletic training staffs the Evo SL. So I imagine Adidas is pretty happy with the rollout for this shoe and the continued success. You can take a look at the Google Trends chart right here just to see how that popularity just kept going up. There's just more and more momentum through most of the year. Next trend of the year, high carb intake during races. So I know this has been percolating for a little while, but it felt like every single podcast about running that I listened to was just hammering this point home of you need to increase carbs. There are a lot of elite marathoners talking about how they were increasing their carb intake, and then just down to the amateur, just people out there for the fun of it like me who are also trying to increase their carb intake. A little preview for next year. Actually, that's one of my goals for 2026 is try to get more carbs, but it just felt like the carb game has become more and more serious. There are more brands that are entering into the market like gels and drinks and chewables and all sorts of stuff to help people take more carbs while they're on the run. The next nominee is the Strava fridge trend. I feel like there was a point in like maybe July where every single time I opened up Instagram, there was like 10 straight Instagram reels of the Strava fridge trend where people like opened the fridge to get a drink and then closed it, and then their map of like their run was on there set to the same song. That just completely took over social media, so it has made the list of running trends for 2025. Next nominee is run clubs. So another trend that has been kind of percolating for a while. I mean, run clubs have been around forever, but it felt like 2025 was the year of the run club. Run clubs felt like they were everywhere in 2025. And then finally, the last nominee for the running trend of the year, that is the confluence of running and fashion into one sort of new category in the running apparel space. It just felt like a lot more focus was spent on fashion and designer brands and collaborations and all sorts of interesting things happening within the space of running apparel. I mean, we have Moth Tech t-shirts. We have those Oakley glasses from like the 90s that are like round. I can't believe that came back into fashion. So for the winner of the 2025 trend of the year, drum roll please, run clubs. Like I said, you cannot escape running clubs. Me personally, if you follow my weekly vlog, you know that I mostly run by myself. I'm not a big run club guy, but even I can see the influence of running clubs. They're everywhere. There are some that have been around for a long time. There are a lot of new ones that are popping up. I think a trend that gets people out of their house to do a physical activity with other people is a very positive thing. If running clubs are a catalyst to bring back a little bit of sense of community in the world, I think that's a positive thing. Plus, it's a positive physical activity. So I'm a big fan of run clubs, even though I don't really run in run clubs myself, although I'll link this in the description below. Check out the StockX profile of the We Run 313 running club, which I made a little slight cameo appearance in that video just to get a sense of what the running club culture is like in Detroit. But yeah, running clubs, 2025 trend of the year. So now the moment you've all been waiting for, with bated breath on the edge of your seats, the 2025 Fresh Brew Run Club running shoe of the year. So this year it's a little bit different. I ran a spring marathon, so like my timing of new shoes was a little bit off. So I really stuck to some shoes that I really thought I would like. So we have a lot of great nominees in this category. So let's jump into it. So the first nominee is the Adidas Evo SL, which I just talked about in the last award. Like I said, this shoe was absolutely everywhere. So I made a video about this shoe. I did not like it initially until I made a change. I switched out the insole. So I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this is actually the Nike Pegasus Turbo insole in this shoe. It made it a lot more comfortable on my arch, which was kind of the main problem I had. Once I made that switch, this is a pretty fun shoe. I described it as running on a bouncy ball. It was just like very bouncy. The design is awesome, just a cool shoe. And then obviously the popularity is hard to deny. So that is the first nominee, the Adidas Evo SL. Next up, we have the Nike Vomero 18. So this shoe was part of Nike's redesign of their entire Vomero line. They're kind of reorganizing all of their daily trainer categories. And this was the first Vomero to come out in 2025, the Vomero 18. It's kind of like a cushioned daily trainer. It has two different types of foam. It has the React X foam on the bottom, and then on the top of the midsole, it has the Zoom X foam. So you get two foams in that midsole. Just a solid shoe if you like a little more cushioning in your running shoe. This was a shoe that I did a majority of my miles in when I was training for the spring marathon. So I definitely used this shoe as kind of the workhorse, the easy run, recovery run shoe where I'm running the most miles in. But you can pick up the pace a little bit in this if you choose. So fantastic shoe. I really enjoyed running in this. It was cool to see Nike like reinvent their Vomero line, which leads us to our next candidate, our next nominee for running shoe of the year, and that is the Nike Vomero Plus. So this was a brand new shoe. Technically, it's probably the successor to the Nike Invincible 3. There was an Invincible 4 that was scrapped, and then the Vomero Plus kind of came onto the scene as the replacement for the Invincible line, but just a fantastic shoe. It is all Zoom X foam, so there's no React X in this. A little more cushioning, very comfortable, pretty lightweight. If you like cushioning, you're gonna like the shoe a lot. If you like the Invincible, you're really gonna like the Vomero Plus. I have run a lot of my fall and winter miles in this shoe. I think I have about 330 miles on this one so far, and I have a couple bids out on StockX to get a replacement for this shoe once I'm ready to put it on the shelf. So the Nike Vomero Plus, nominee running shoe of the year. And then finally, working my way to the top of the redesigned Nike Vomero line is the Nike Vomero Premium. This is a totally new shoe with absolutely no precedent in the Nike lineup, but also just in the running shoe lineup in general. A 55 millimeter stack height with these two dual air zoom units, Zoom X foam. The stack height on this thing is out of control. It is the softest shoe I've ever run in, but it's bouncy. You get some energy return. I kind of struggled at first to figure out like, what is this shoe good for? Like, I expected it to be kind of slow, almost like the New Balance More V5, but you get a lot of energy return out of this. So it felt maybe a little bit faster than it looked. Well, I have over 200 miles in this shoe now, and I can definitely say this is an easy run recovery shoe. But if you want to do like longer distances at a little bit faster pace, this can absolutely handle it. Just a fantastic shoe. A lot of people might be a little bit leery of it based on how it looks. I have a theory that nobody really cares what shoes are on your feet when you're out on the run, so you shouldn't worry about it yourself. If you like the way it looks, that's all that really matters when it comes to running shoes. I think it's kind of a cool looking shoe. It has this like orange sort of glow with those air zoom units, and then just like the nice like cream-ish color, although that might just be the dirt that has accumulated on this shoe over 200 miles. So the fourth and final nominee for the running shoe of the year, the Nike Vomero Premium. So now the moment that you've all been waiting for. I feel like I'm about to choose which school that I'm going to play college football at, but the winner of the 2025 Fresh Brew Run Club running shoe of the year is the Nike Vomero Premium. This was a close race. Honestly, it really did come down to the Plus versus the Premium, but to be totally honest, this shoe, I've never run in anything like it. It is so much fun. Like I said, it took me a little while to figure out that this is an easy run shoe. Like, it's not a versatile shoe to do like tempo workouts or anything that has like faster paces or different types of paces. But if you are looking for the most fun, slower running shoe possible, the Nike Vomero Premium is just that. When I'm planning out my week of like, okay, this day I'm going to do a little easier, this day is going to be a little longer run, I match this shoe to the run that I think is going to be the most fun. So basically every Saturday I wear this, and like, I don't know, when I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh yeah, I get to run in the Nike Vomero Premium. It is an expensive shoe, but honestly, at $220, I think it's worth it. Probably not the shoe you want to buy if you're looking for just like one shoe in your shoe rotation, but if you have like 3 or 4 shoes as part of a rotation, this is an awesome tool in the running shoe toolkit. Not to downplay the Vomero Plus, this is an awesome shoe. This is a workhorse shoe. It can put in a ton of miles. It's super durable. I just put out my 300-mile review, so check that out on my channel. Fantastic shoe. Like I said, I'm going to buy another pair of these, but this was just so much more fun. I just love running in this shoe. I will be buying another pair of this. I know I was kind of on the fence in one of my initial reviews about this shoe, but definitely something I want to buy again. So yeah, that is the 2025 Fresh Brew Run Club Awards. What is your favorite running shoe from 2025? I know there's a lot of great stuff out there. Like I said, I kind of stuck with what I know, aka the Vomeros, and then went out on a limb with the Adidas Evo SL. So not as many shoes as I have run in previous years. I just kind of stuck to those main shoes, but let me know what else is out there that you think is the running shoe of the year. So that will be the video for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon.